Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, Quadash. Double honors to the apostle and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. I just want to do a quick response to this video that the elder apostle Ramlab did. On the video he did it says 2 days ago, it says he dropped a bag of shit on y'all. And I believe in this lesson he was going into either Bishop Nate or Bishop Nathaniel from the IUIC or some individual from IUIC was, the usual thing. They're always breaking down the scriptures wrong. And I believe at a certain part he went into how, they also break down the MOTB incorrectly as well. And basically the elder apostle was basically admonishing those, if they so happen to listen to his video from the IUIC, those that follow the IUIC to, basically, fact check things, get into scriptures and don't just blindly follow somebody. And I just want to do a quick response on, because he mentioned the word fact checking, and fact checking is actually in the scriptures. So that's just a very quick response. So just to get a simple definition of fact checking, right? It says fact checking. It says fact checking is the process of verifying the factual accuracy of questioned reporting and statements. Fact checking can be conducted before or after the text or content is published or otherwise disseminated. So basically, fact checking is, okay, somebody told me something, but I'm a little iffy on it, or I want to know a little bit more. I want to know if what he's telling me is 100%. So I'm going to do my research, right? That's all what fact checking is. Going to do my research and see if what he's saying lines up, if there's anything to that. Okay. Now, like I was saying, fact checking is also in the scriptures as well. This is Acts chapter 17 and verse 10. Right, this is when Paul was at Berea, as you can see that little short, the small subtext. It says, and the brethren immediately sent Paul and Silas by night unto Berea, who coming thither went into the synagogue of the Jews. Verse 11 is the point. These were more noble than those in Thessalonica, in that they received the word with all readiness of mind, and searched the scriptures daily whether those things were so. So you see what? That, like it says these were more noble than those in Thessalonica. So there's not too much on, or I don't know too much on Thessalonica to speak on it, but it seems like those who were at Thessalonica more so listened to what Paul was saying and just took it, just took it like that. Now, obviously, faith is involved here, but it seems like those at Thessalonica just mostly took what Paul said and just ran with it, as opposed to those who were at Berea. They took what Paul said because it says they accepted it with all readiness of mind. Excuse me. But what they still was like, you know what? I want to make sure that this man is telling me the truth. So I'm going to go back and search the scriptures daily to see if what he's saying lines up. If he's saying that this and that the Messiah was destined to come and things like that, I want to see if that lines up with what anything that's what's in the scriptures or in the scrolls that the ancient prophets said. And if I see that what he's saying lines up with what they said, then we see that this man is telling the truth. And when you even read in the NLT, right? This is the NLT version. It says, and the people of Berea were more open-minded than those in Thessalonica, and they listened eagerly to Paul's message. They searched the scriptures they searched the scriptures day after day to see if Paul and Silas were teaching the truth. So again, he told us something. We're taking with faith. It's resonating with us, but I want to do my due diligence and my studies and make sure if this man is telling the truth. So I'm going to go back to those ancient scrolls and see what the prophets were prophesying about, and seeing if anything that they wrote, if what they wrote and what Apostle Paul is saying matches up. And if it matches up, he's telling us the truth. And if it's not matching up, he's bullshitting us. Right. And that's the same thing that pretty much Elder Apostle Ramla was saying in this lesson, that look, instead of you guys just blindly following what they're saying, because like the title of it, his lesson was, he just dropped a bag of shit on y'all. Pretty much that's what they're doing. They're not giving you the full 100% truth. They're giving you half-assed stuff. And that will lead into my my other scripture that I have here. in I believe it's Second Timothy. Yep, Second Timothy, right? Is it? Yeah, it's Second Timothy. But just to finish off on what I was saying, because you have to, when any time, like I'll just use myself for an example, right? And I'm pretty sure uh, I'm not the only one who has done this. When I first came to the truth, and when I was listening to the videos, yes, there was a couple of times that where I just, like it says at Thessalonica, I was just listening. I was like, oh, okay, that sounds interesting. That sounds cool. But at a certain point, I was like, hold on, wait a minute. I want to see if these men, what they're saying, really lines up with the Bible. You know, how some people, if you'll bring out a scripture and say, what Bible is that? You're like, oh, it's King James 1611. Yeah, I got my Bible. I found where I put it, right, which actually wasn't too far away from me. I found where my Bible was at. Whenever they would say, oh, let's just use Revelation 13, 9, and 10, right? Get me Revelation 13, 9, and 10. All right, pause the video, go to that in the book, unpause the video and have him so I could read it as side by side as the person is reading and say, and then when the person breaks it down, I'm like, oh, so this is really here in the scriptures. Oh, snap, I never knew that. And then it just kept being a continuation with everything, right? Then anytime they go Book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 68, right? The Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. Oh, snap, it really does say that. Everything that these guys are lining up, it's not like they're just making it up or anything. I see that everything that they're saying is lining up and it makes sense, right? So that's the same thing that you want to do, especially which, like he was greatly admonishing in his video with Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16, that they have been BSing their congregation, BSing their followers this entire time. And it seems like those at IUIC are trying to do, well, the leaders really are trying to do a switch around, saying that we've always taught that it was a implantable device, which no, they have not. They were at one point saying it was sin. Uh, I don't know. I heard them say it's sin, but there's always been other things. Oh, it's white women. I think at one point they said it was I believe it was IUIC that said it's hegemony and things like that, and it's like that's not what it is, right? Um, Damn, I just lost my train of thought. So I'm just gonna go into Second Timothy, right? Because this is another point. This is an admonishment for us. So this is Second Timothy, chapter 2, verse 15. It says, "Study to show thyself approved unto the Most High, a workman that needed not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth." Now I want to go into that word approved because there's a little story in there. Now when you go into that word approved, it's dokimos, right? Now you see it says accepted, particularly of coins and money, accepted, pleasing, acceptable. Now this is the thing I want to bring out here, this little story. Uh, the latter part of this story is the main point, but just going to read through the whole thing. It says, in the ancient world, there was no banking system as we know it today, and no paper money. All money was made from metal, heated until liquid, poured into molds, and allowed to cool. When the coins were cooled, it was necessary to smooth off the uneven edges. The coins were comparatively soft, and of course, many people shaved them closely. In one century, more than 80 laws were passed in Athens to stop the practice of whittling down the coins then in circulation, right? But some money changers were men of integrity who would accept no counterfeit money. They were men of honor who put only genuine, full weight money into circulation, right? Such men were called dokimos or doikimos, right? So you see that these men didn't put counterfeit money out there. They were men of integrity, and they made sure that the work that they put out there were what was the proper and right weight, the proper work. And that's the same thing as admonishment for us, that when we do this ministry, we see that men are saying, I forgot this guy's name, but from the Sakari group, the leader of the Sakari, he basically was going into how Isaiah chapter 34 and verse 16 is basically going to vultures fucking, right? I'm not going to say vulture sex. I'm going to say vulture fucking. Pardon my language, but that's how ridiculous that it is. That Isaiah chapter 34 and 16 is talking about vultures fucking. You have members from the IUIC who have said, right now they're previously switching it up, but have previously said that the MOTB, what John the Revelator saw in Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16, what is sin, which is incorrect. It's a small implantable device. And just recently, if I'm not mistaken, the WEF came out with how something along the lines with CBDCs, how you're going to have to put something underneath the skin. So these men have been shown to be liars, that they're not correctly breaking down the scriptures. And now they want to do a turnaround and say, hey, we've always been teaching the same thing, teaching you the right thing. And they have not been doing that. You said it's sin, but you haven't broken down how it is sin. Just being honest, this is not part of my language. This is not dick riding, but it is true. The elders and apostles of Great Millstone from day one have always broken down what Revelation 13 and 16 is: a small implantable device that they want to put underneath your skin via through a syringe. And when you go into it and you do your studies, right, like it says here in 2 Timothy 2 and 15, study to show yourself approved, right? If you study and go into it, you'll see that, oh, it makes sense with the certain words: charagma, charax, grapho, right? It makes sense that this is this is a device that is going to be put within your right hand or your forehead. But going into Revelation 14, it doesn't matter where, so long as you take it in your body. That if you this small device is going to go into your body via a syringe, a sharp object. That's what Karax means. Basically a palicide, a sharp object. Karax meaning what? Cutting into the flesh, basically, right? And then grapha, which is the information left behind, which is what that device is going to have your information stored on it. The same way like how your credit card has your information on it, or your phone, right? Basically that thing will be everything: your phone, your all your ID all in one, and it's going to have all your information stored on it. And you see how that makes sense. And they even show you this to show you how it's a slap in the face, or really a spit in the face. They even show you these things in movies, right? One movie that comes to mind is Jurassic World. I think it was Fallen Kingdom. How basically in that movie, to track the dinosaurs, they had small implantable devices inside the dinosaurs to track them. Matter of fact, in the first Jurassic World movie with the Indominus Rex, because that dinosaur was so intelligent and it knew it was tracking them, it actually took out, and you can see it now, it's a larger one, but you can actually see the small implantable device when it poke it out. I think they sent some men to go capture the dinosaur, but it was a failed attempt. And basically, you saw the little CHIP that the dinosaur basically clawed out of its body because it knew it was tracking them through that. So it clawed it out. They show you these things in the movies. But here it is, you have men saying that, that's not what they say. No, it is what the elders and apostles of Great Millstone say it is. It is a small implantable device that they want to put within your body. And that's what the elder apostle Aramla was going into, greatly admonishing those that follow IUIC, that look, they're not breaking things down to you the correct way, and these people are going to get you destroyed. Now, obviously, we know that, the Lord has destined, an elect to get the truth and 2/3 to not get the truth, but it's still up to us to what, like it says here in this little story here that I found in Timothy, what it says, but some money changers were men of integrity who would accept no counterfeit money. They were men of honor who put only genuine, full weight money into circulation. That's what we have to be. Although we know that some are going to get it and some are not, we still have to be men of integrity and put out the genuine truth, put out the 100% correct breakdowns of the scriptures. Like it says in scriptures, you have an unction from the Holy One and ye know all things. So we're supposed to put out there what we know. And we know that what the small implantable device is what John the Revelator saw. Right? So, just to back up what the elder apostle was saying, like I was saying, a short response, that what fact checking, going into the scriptures and making sure that what these men are saying is the true thing, is in the scriptures. It's not to sit there and say you're going against them or anything, but you want to make sure that you're doing your due diligence to make sure that this is the actual 100% truth. Because even in the scriptures tell you about false prophets. So it would behoove you, if you know that there's true prophets and false prophets, let me pray to the Most High first and foremost in faith and ask the Lord that, look, can you lead me to the correct breakdown, the correct understanding of this? Lead me to the right teachers so that way I could properly understand your word, so that way I could know what to look out for and be circumspect. Excuse me, Salakia, right? It doesn't hurt to, be prudent and things like that. The scriptures talk about a prudent man foreseeth the evil, right? A prudent man looks well unto his going, instead of just blindly following. But yeah, that's about it. that's all I want to bring out. So, Lord's willing, this was edifying. Like I said, I just want it to be a short video, just a synopsis that, look, fact checkings in the scriptures. The men at Berea fact check Apostle Paul to make sure to see if he was breaking things down or what he was saying was lining up with the ancient prophets, to see if it lined up. Also brought out 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 15 to show that little history, that there were men of integrity that didn't, put out BS money out there. They were men of integrity who that what uh, put out actual damn, that just interrupted my whole flow. There were men that actually, put down genuine coins out there and didn't half-ass. They were, serious about their craft. They didn't want to half-ass their craft. And it's the same thing for us, admonishment for us, that we shouldn't half-ass our craft, which is the scriptures, right? Because, like the scriptures say, we are, take heed unto the doctrine that you will be able to save yourself and them that hear you. Roughly paraphrasing that. But again, pray that this video is edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha, Kodash, Shalom.